Those of us who have been working with the Amanita Muscaria in a sincere and dedicated way have watched these trends with growing concern. Hello, my friends of the Psychedelic Renaissance. It's Tom Hatsis, your psychedelic historian, and this is Safety Protocols for Finding and Consuming the Amanita Muscaria. I was inspired to make this short video series after reading a few articles about how Amanita Muscaria gummies were being sold in the United States at gas stations and other reputable vendors promising instant enlightenment. I've been working with the Amanita Muscaria for about 8 years. Every mushroom I've eaten or mixed into a potion and drunk or consumed in some way has been picked from the ground by me or by a close friend of mine. Part of the magic of this mushroom is finding it yourself. My business partner Eden and I refer to it as the primitive giddiness, that happy feeling passed down through the generations when we find a mushroom. The Amanita Muscaria grows in most places in the United States and Canada and all over Western Europe. However, there are large swaths of dry spots in the United States and Canada. This map is a little broad but still handy, and I commend its creator for putting it together. Here we see this large, scary area where no kinds of Amanita grow. Best advice I could give to someone who lives in those areas? Pack your bags and get the fuck out of there. No one should ever live where Amanita Muscaria doesn't grow. While I do not know everything about this mushroom, I have learned quite a bit, specifically around the subject of harm reduction. And so I hope you'll get at least a little something worthwhile out of this video series. Before moving forward, if you find any value in this content, please give this video a like and a share and subscribe to the channel. The profit motive has taken hold, and companies like Premium Profit Blends, the name just says it all, doesn't it? Hey all, I just want to interrupt myself. While I'm editing this video, I realized that I referred to the company as Premium Profit Blends through the duration. It's actually called Profit Premium Blends. So, still a really stupid name and a really shitty company that should be avoided at all costs. Alright, back to it. Anyway, companies like Premium Profit Blends are going to do to the Amanita Muscaria what McDonald's did to the hamburger through their Diamond Shrooms products. Again, what is with these names? Premium Profit Blends, Diamond Shrooms? Seriously, somebody in marketing needs to be fired because these are the stupidest names for a company or a product I've ever heard in my life. Consumers of the product ended up reporting unpleasant effects from them. I mean, you're kidding, right? A company called Premium Profit Blends that made a product called Diamond Shrooms is complete bullshit? No, not my Premium Profit Blends. The FDA has reported the following symptoms for those indulging in premium profit. I can't even say it with a straight face. The FDA has reported the following symptoms: seizures, agitation, involuntary muscle contractions, loss of consciousness, confusion, sleepiness, nausea and vomiting, abnormal heart rates, and hypotension. And they immediately issued a recall of the ridiculously named Diamond Shrooms from the reputable gas stations they were being sold at. Now, subsequent testing revealed that some of those gummies contained muscimol, which is the active ingredient in the Amanita Muscaria. However, there was also a mixture of other substances, including a synthetic version of psilocybin, the prescription anticonvulsant drug pregabalin, excuse me if I'm saying that wrong, and the supplement kava. Others who've tested mushroom edible products have also documented a variety of undisclosed substances. Yeah, undisclosed substances. That's what you want in your medicines and your sacraments, right? In fact, around the time that this whole hubbub was going on, a friend of mine had messaged me wondering why her Amanita Muscaria wasn't all it was cracked up to be. I mean, I often make posts about how much I love the Amanita Muscaria, and she's all like, dude, what are you talking about? This thing sucks. So we went back and forth a little bit until it was finally revealed she was talking about Amanita Muscaria gummies, not the real thing. Now, the thing that I found a little frustrating, as much as I really like this person and respect her, is that the Amanita Muscaria grows all over Michigan, which is where she lives, so why she was buying these bullshit knockoff products is a mystery to me. Or maybe it's not so much of a mystery. Maybe the problem has to do with referring to the Amanita Muscaria as a legal high. That is a really irresponsible, and I'm just going to say it, quite frankly, stupid way of thinking about this mushroom. So if you encounter someone trying to sell you the Amanita Muscaria as a legal high, don't walk, run. If you think you can consume the Amanita Muscaria as just a quick and legal way to get high, oh buddy, you are in for a whole nother trip because she's going to rock your ass. Amanita Muscaria is not like psilocybin mushrooms, in that with psilocybin mushrooms, you can take a full-on breakthrough dose the first time and have a pretty good run with it. Same holds true for LSD, peyote, ayahuasca, and all the rest of them. On the other paw, I do not recommend a full-on breakthrough dose as your introduction to the Amanita Muscaria. She's a different kind of beast that requires a different kind of respect. You must form a slow and steady relationship over time with this mushroom in order to get the most out of it. And I'll be getting deep into that later in this series. Further, calling it a legal high will only entice shitty companies like Premium Profit Blends to create more knockoff products. Those of us who have been working with the Amanita Muscaria in a sincere and dedicated way have watched these trends with growing concern. First, the desire to try a psychedelic is overshadowing education about them. Second, the profit motive is undermining the sacred nature of these medicines. And third, and most importantly, that combination is harming people. For now, let's end part one by addressing the number one question I get asked more than any other question about, and this includes all things in psychedelia, and that is the Amanita Muscaria psychedelic? And the truth is, there are two answers. No, and yes. And they're both correct. It's kind of weird. Today, neuroscientists consider the Amanita Muscaria psychedelic if it interacts with the 5-HT2A receptors in the brain. As we see from this image, the 5-HT2A receptor is the part of the neural pathways that is a gay pride flag. Now, the Amanita Muscaria does not interact with the 5-HT2A receptors, which is why some neuroscientists, or actually I would say all neuroscientists, would say that it's not psychedelic. And if we are going for a neurological definition, then it's a perfectly legitimate definition. Now, the Amanita Muscaria does not interact with the 5-HT2A receptors, but instead with the GABA-A receptors, which is clearly the part of our brain that likes to set up bowling pins. So because in our brains we are not going to the gay pride parade, but instead going bowling, neuroscientists would say that it is not psychedelic. However, that is a new definition. The original definition had nothing to do with neurochemistry or brain receptor agonism. It originates in the letters between the Canadian psychiatrist Humphrey Osmond and prolific author Aldous Huxley. At the time, the mid-1950s, the common term being kicked around hospitals for LSD, mushrooms, and all the rest of them was psychotomimetic, meaning to mimic madness. The point is, when Humphrey Osmond coined the word psychedelic, he was trying to get away from clinical definitions. And so he didn't create the word psychedelic to bolster some kind of neurochemical idea, which is why he settled not on modern scientific words for this new term, but on two ancient Greek words, psyche, meaning either psyche, like we would say psyche, or to the ancient Greeks, they would say soul, and delos, the verb meaning to manifest, psychedelos, psychedelic. So even though we today say mind manifesting for psychedelic, it could easily also mean soul manifesting. In the ancient Greek, the words are simply interchangeable, and Osmond knew that. Furthermore, the term that Aldous Huxley wanted to use was phanerotyme, which is another mingling of two Greek words that translates to soul revealing. Mind or soul manifesting, soul revealing. I'm sorry, we are not in the realm of neuroscience here, and very noticeably so. We are in the realm of the immaterial, the mystical, those things that cannot be weighed and measured. And so, the second answer to the question, is the Amanita Muscaria psychedelic, can also be yes, if we go with Osmond's original meaning of the word and not the newer clinical meaning of the word. We can also look to the experience itself. Take author Clark Heinrich, who consumed the Amanita Muscaria and had this to say about it. In the midst of a great darkness and great silence, the heavens opened above my head. In an instant I was flooded with light from above, that quickly dissolved everything in its glory. I was taken up and absorbed by the unspeakable Godhead. No longer separate, there was neither an enjoyer nor a thing enjoyed. There was union. That sounds pretty psychedelic to me. Does that not sound psychedelic to you? Well, my friends, that's a good place to end part one, and I'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you found value in this content, please give this video a like and a share, subscribe to the channel, and let's meet up on Instagram. And until we meet again, I'm Tom Hatzis, your psychedelic historian, saying you free your mind by using your brain. Peace.